Hey YouTube, how's it going tonight? Hope you're all having a relaxing evening, morning, wherever you may be. And who's excited for hockey starting tomorrow? I know I am. I'm watching the preview on TSN, about to watch the preview on Sportsnet now shortly. And I'm pretty stoked. And to start the season off, Montreal and Toronto, classic rivalry. Toronto, we're going to see the season debut of John Tavares. And I'm pretty stoked. I'm just excited to see what happens. And Montreal, let's just say if Carey Price is not up to the challenge this year, Montreal's going to be a draft pick team for sure. Draft lottery team. So anyway, enough of all that. It's been a while since I did a Beckett review. So let's get into this. And this is the November 1994 issue. Issue number 49. And as you can tell, the price at this time was still $3.95 Canadian, $2.95 American, and on the cover is one of my favorite Beckett covers of all time, and it is the mask issue. So you have the classics like Patrick Waugh. I'm not exact. I think that's Andy Moog. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, anyone. This one is Trevor Kidd. You can tell the kid there. This one is Brian Hayward. He was on San Jose. That is Mike Richter, John Van Wieswerk, and I believe this one might be Ron Hextall. I could be wrong. He was on the Honors at that time. It's just a beautiful cover right there. Let's get this started. Also, I realized my last Beckett review, I was holding the camera, and not holding the camera, and just carrying the Beckett in an awkward way, and it may have not looked the best. So I think I might redo that episode, or I just might leave it and do it this way from now on. So enough about that. Carrying on, here's a little advertisement for Donruss Hockey. This is Leaf, so it's not the Donruss issue, it's the Leaf, and they were under the Donruss flag, so you think he's valuable now? Talking about Mark, jeez, it's like Mario Lemieux, the magnificent one, Le Magnifique. That's pretty cool. Another ad, I'm going to skip the ads. That's a cool photo of Grant Fuhr. And he's got a bio coming out, a little video. It's here in Edmonton now. It might be released nationally. So, and no doubt that's going to reveal a lot of interesting stuff from the 80s and the Oilers, which I don't care to get into, because this is a family-oriented show. And, but if you want to Google it, Google Grant Fuhr biography or film coming out. A lot of interesting stuff. So that's a pretty cool shot of Grant Fuhr. And here we go. Mask appeal. This month's cover may lack a human element, but the popularity of masks can't be overlooked. And this is about the time that the insert sets of the mask, like 92, 93 Pinnacle, 93, 94 Pinnacle, and onwards for a few more seasons, mask cards were really popular. And like this one, Ron Hextall. That is a pretty nice insert from 93-94 Mask. Card number 8. So that's pretty cool. I always like those cards. I have a few, but also be between the pipes and all those wow, I can hardly English tonight. All those sets from the mid 2000s in the game had mask cards as well, so they were quite popular. And if you want to give this a quick read, I'll just zoom down. And you can pause it at your own leisure. Give it a quick little read. Pretty cool. Eric Lindros advertisement. Here's the advertisement for 94-95 Ultra Series 1, I believe. And there's Sergei Fedorov, who was the spokesman for that issue. And I believe Adam Oates was for Series 2, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But there we go. Pretty cool. Red Light Special Flare Ultra Hot Packs. Fascinating. And here's the inserts. Look at this. Now this will be a throwback for a lot of you. And for you younger viewers, these are what the inserts were like at that time. I always enjoyed the All-Star ones. They looked really classy in my opinion, especially the purple jersey. I have a Joe Sakic one like that, except for it's Colorado Avalanche and it's from '96. But that's some of the inserts. Fedorov in Russian, it means collectible. And that was the Sergei Fedorov insert set. Okay. Our first article deals with John Van Beesbroek, the Breezer. There we go. John Van Beesbroek. And as some of you know, he was drafted to Florida in the expansion draft from the Vancouver Canucks. A little known fact, he went to Vancouver first, and then he went to the Florida Panthers. So right here, New York Rangers had given up on him. The Vancouver Canucks, who had acquired him before last year's expansion draft, clearly had no intention of keeping him. So he went to Florida, and then he went on in 3 years later, in 1996, he would go on to lead the Florida Panthers to the Stanley Cup Final against the Colorado Avalanche. So that was pretty cool. So you can give this a quick read if you want. His rookie is in 86-87 OPG. And it's pretty affordable for one of the most underrated goalies of all time, in my opinion. And his first insert is his 92-93 score USA Greats. And just some general information. There's a picture of his rookie. Yeah, and there we go. Hopes to bring Lord Stanley Cup to his new fans. The Panthers climbed into position for a playoff spot last spring until recording a 0-4-4 record slide during the season's final month. So they must have just missed the playoffs. But they rebounded nicely, and now they're a young team. Approximately 15 years later or so. Yeah. Or they're on they could be considered playoff contenders, so pretty cool. Think of us as instant replay for life. So this is 94-95 Upper Deck. Pretty cool. There's the packs, and there's the SP cards. And they were made into a redesign, well, based off this theme in 1314, if I'm not mistaken. 1314 SP Authentic. And in the previous video, you may have seen a Gabriel Landeskog autograph I have like it, but that's the original design from 94-95. Wayne Gretzky. And this is pretty cool. Mask Market. So this is a protective device or a work of art. Either way, goalie masks have defied all logic to become a hot collectible. Yeah, goalie masks are pretty beautiful, even today. But this is about the time that the artwork really took off. You can just tell right here, there's Curtis Joseph in St. Louis. And that would be Ryan Hayward, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. There's a Curtis Joseph and a Grant Fuhrer. That's pretty cool. Joseph. And here's the article for anyone to read. Unmasked. Okay. So these are goalie inserts without the mask. So the Team Pinnacle, Patrick Wall for 91-92 Pinnacle. I remember, well, many of you may not remember, but for you old-time collectors that have been in the hobby since the early 90s or even before, these inserts were really rare back then, and they carry a bit of value even today. But just a really nice design. And they were used in 12-13 Score, if I'm not mistaken. Team Score, and it was based off this design. If I'm not mistaken, it was that set. And I pulled a few, and they're pretty nice. So there's just some of the players: Waugh, Potvin, Belfour, Barrasso, Joseph, Mike Vernon. Here is the article continued. As you see, my jeans, ignore that. So it's going in this article this way. So there we go. I'll pause it for a sec. Up to here. So basically, this article discussed how masks have evolved into works of art. And here's two more examples. That's Kelly Rudy. And I believe, you know what? I don't know who that is. I'm stumped. Maybe some of you in the comments might know. Yeah. There's a king, and it's the LA Kings. So maybe it's Jamie Storr. I could be wrong, but that's both the Kings. Kelly Rudy, and possibly Jamie Storr. And here's the continuation. Okay, so yeah, talking about the some of the more of the inserts. Cards do not need a mask theme to showcase protective devices. For instance, Force 9192 Bowman regular issue provide the close up. As did this really nice Hotman Parkhurst card. Gold foil. Sweet. Really nice close up shot of Felix the Cat Popman's Toronto Maple Leafs mask. And here is Ronnie Hextall, who was on the Quebec Nordiques at this time. Ronnie Hextall. Pretty cool. Okay. Just another ad for Coho. Wow. And more masks. So it's a pretty in-depth article. Pretty nice coverage by Beckett on this particular theme, like the mask theme. Pretty in-depth. Lots of information. The history of masks through cards. So there's Salchuk, there's Derek Plante. There we go. Pretty cool. And yeah, so it just showed how masks evolved. There's Mike Lute, Curtis Joseph. Yeah, wow. The Hockey Hall of Fame issued cards upon admission, including this Flair Ultra production depicting old-time mask. That's pretty cool. And here's the article, continuing. It's discussing some of the insert sets, variety of uses. There we go. Okay, and the puck stops here. This is an ad for Jim Henson's Muppets. Now, I remember these vaguely. I do remember they had Kermit, they had Miss Piggy, and they came in the All-Star jerseys. And I do remember having 2 of these. I don't know where they went, but it was a pretty cool collectible. And yeah, they came with really nice mini jerseys. And wow, that's a throwback. I completely forgot about that until now, 20 years plus later. Wow. So here's the hot list and the cold list. So on the hot list we had Bure, Gretzky, Fedorov, Medano, Lindros, Potvin, Hasek, Leach, Patrick Waugh, Jason Arnott, Urbe, Broder, Messier, Richter, Kovalev, Yashin, Brett Lindros. Wow. Concussions really derailed his career. He could have been something. Mario Lemieux, Brett Hall, and Jamie Storr. And in the brackets was their previous rankings. So Bure, Gretzky, Fedorov, Lindros, the big names of the early to mid 90s. And then here's the cold list. So Mario Lemieux, Tim Musolini, Brett Hall, Alexander Daigle, Lindros, Mogilny, Belfour, Falloon, Roenick, and Yager. Now you must realize that Beckett did not determine these rankings. This was strictly feedback from the market, from sellers, from retailers, and from fans in general, hobbyists. And some of them may be true, but you know what? It was all dependent on what the survey said in the back, and each one just depended on the region. And right here, ready for flight, finally inking a contract with the Mighty Ducks, Paul Kariya. Okay, so this was when Paul Kariya had just signed with the Mighty Ducks, who were the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim back then. And yeah, so it just discusses about Paul Kariya, who had a great career, but he just wasn't the same after that check by Scott Stevens. And if you all know Paul Kariya, he had a great career, very speedy player. I really enjoyed watching him play. And as of late, he's just been disappearing from the hobby. And just recently, he came out from hiding. Well, not hiding, but he just wanted his privacy. And he just revealed all. And he struggled with health issues as a result of that check from Scott Stevens. And he disappeared from the hobby. So maybe with that coming out, might return to the hobby. But we shall see. Yeah, pretty small player, but still the speed. And he had tremendous accuracy and just a solid all-around player. And yeah, so that's it right there. Coming out party, contracts and all that, and talking about Russians and what more can be said about Peter Forsberg. Now this is kind of interesting. The man who helped capture the gold medal for Sweden, and yeah, you remember all that. that infamous goal that was made into a stamp, Forsberg Deke, where he beat the Corey Hirsch and Team Canada in 1994. Yeah, he's called the best player not in the NHL for the last 2 seasons. With the recent trade of Mats Sundin to Toronto, the Nordiques hope Forsberg can fill that offensive center slot, and he did more than that. It was a big loss to give up Sundin, but Forsberg, I'd take Forsberg over Sundin any day, but that's just me. I'm biased. So here's some of the... There's an old subscription form. You don't want to see that. So I don't think this one I will cover the prices as much as, yeah, I don't think any of you are interested in that. We'll look at some of the newer ones, but some of the older ones, like, for example, Patrick Waugh right there, booked at $140. Mario Lemieux's second year, booked at $75. Wow. Some of the prices are insane here. $350 for Mario Lemieux, and it was trending downwards. So, I'm curious to see what Wayne Gretzky was at. Wayne Gretzky was at $750. Okay, and that was his Opeachy. And his tops was $400. And at one point, his rookie card went up to $900. And that is crazy when you think about it. Pat LaFontaine rookie, $45. Doug Gilmour, $55. Wow. That's some crazy prices. Steve Yzerman, $55. Dave Andreychuk was $25. You'd be lucky to get $5 today. Holy smokes, that's crazy. Yeah. Wendell Clark was $28. And Beesbrook going up to $15. Wow. That's mind blowing. And here's $89.90. Brian Leach was $5. Joe Sakic $4. Trevor Linden was $2. So yeah, some pretty low prices there. Brett Hall, Opeachy, $60. Okay. Here's the '90s stuff, which isn't worth a damn nowadays, except for Premier. But Fedorov was 18 in Opeachy Premier. Roenick was 14. Yager was 12. Wow, fascinating stuff here. Look at Eric Lindros's rookies. Like Martin Brodeur was still $250. What a bargain. It's gone back down again, but still $18 for Eric Lindros. The Canadian version, American, it was $10. Wow, pretty cool. So yeah, who's 18 there? Pavel Bure's rookie, $18 is Upper Deck. Wow. Fedorov, let me zoom. Sorry, Fedorov was $10. And 12 for Felix Potvin. Wow. Toronto market definitely played a role in that. Pro said, I don't care about that. No one cares. Here's just some of the prices here for the 91-92 Upper Deck. There we go. Eric Lindros is Team Canada in the... Wow. That is crazy. $8. $7 for Solani. Forsberg was $350. And yeah, consumption just 75 cents, but yeah, it's about the price now. And then there's this one, 92-93 Bowman, and this set was really tough back in the day. Some of the prices here are just insane. You wouldn't see these prices now, maybe for some of the tougher stuff, but still pretty cool to look back. Like $45, 20, 12 for Lemieux. Wow. Joe Sakic, 18. Wow. Okay. Moving on, and here's just some of the sets. I'm actually sorry. From here on, I will just skim through and show you some of the sets. There we go. So this is 92-93, 92-93 Ultra. There's Upper Deck. And Lindros' short print in that year was $5. Now it's only 25 cents. funny how things just change. Into 93-94. This is when Anaheim was first introduced into the league. And there's those mask cards. And those were quite expensive. Look at that. $25. 30 for Van Beesbrook. 28. What odd pricing measures. Wow. Okay. Zoom out. Okay. There we go. So, I won't go into particular pricing as I don't want this video to be too long. The last few have been absolutely insane in terms of length. But yeah, this is some of the. So this is 94-95. Parker's Vintage. Here's the Team Canada. There's the Check It inserts. He made a comeback in 12-13 and 13-14. There's the Ultra. There's the show listings right there. Some advertisements. Some of the shops want to make a bet that half these don't even exist anymore, that they shut down long ago. I would not doubt it. So here we go, around the boards. This was always a neat little feature that Beckett had. And here's the November birthdays. So we have like Ty Domi, Glenn Murray, Yashin, Keith Jones, Todd Gill, Guerin, Colin Walchuk. Some of the older names, Mike Ricci, Keith Primo, pretty cool. Osgood. Dial L for Leach. So I'm going to give a chance to all of you right here. Here's a quote. I've got to play a full season. I've got to get my game together and do my best to dominate, especially on the road. Eric Lindros. Nagging injuries put a damper on his first 2 pro NHL seasons. Jeez. He could have had a great career, but his injuries just derailed him. So, yeah, there we go. Valery Karlamov. We're here discussing Leach. Conn Smythe Trophy winner in 1994. And this is pretty cool. Edmonton Connection. The breakout of the NHL's team of the 80s is paying dividends for clubs whose rosters include ex-Oilers stars. Okay. So Wayne Gretzky stands out on top of that list. Grant Fuhr, who was with the Sabres at this time, and the Kings' Yari Curry. Yeah, and here's an article. I'm going to let you read this. So I'm going to just slowly... And yeah, mentions the New York Rangers first thing. Because they had Kevin Lowe, Craig McTavish, and Jeff Buckaboom, if I'm not mistaken. Several of the old Oilers players. Glenn Anderson as well. Mark Messier, of course. Tikkanen. Yeah, Graves. All won the Stanley Cup in 1994. And they used to be on the Edmonton Oilers at some point. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So, just pause that if you want to give it a read. Read up on some old hockey knowledge. Yeah, there we go. And of course, as you know, the article goes like this, so I'll try my best right here. Yeah. There we go. There's Craig McTavish and Esa Tikkanen. And you can just read it. Pause it right here. Give it a quick read. There we go. My video is already at 23 minutes. There's a nice shot of Mark Messier, who guaranteed the Cup win in Game 6, and he won, and if I'm not mistaken, and won the next 2 games, and brought the Stanley Cup to the New York Rangers, thus breaking their 40-year cupless streak. So that's pretty cool. Spreading the Ralph. Talking about Wayne Gretzky on the LA Kings. Right there. There's the Oilers Dynasty key rookies, so there we go. Just give that a quick read if you wish. New breed of Oilers, so this is talking about Paul Coffey. Yeah, Jason Arnott. He was kind of blossoming into a young star. So there we go. There's a nice shot of Paul Coffey. And there we go. Talking about Jason Arnott. So let's do it this way here. So you can all read the article properly if you care to. This is just discussing some of the young players on the Oilers, like Ryan Smith, Jason Bunn Sr., Bossinger, however you want to pronounce his name. Yeah, Stephen Rice. And here we go. Cool. Okay. Mix and match. Building sets from Canadian and US packs works most of the time, although some inserts offer slight variations. And 92-93 Pinnacle, even 93-94 Pinnacle. They had a lot of variations in between French and American and Canadian. Yeah. So right here, this is the reader's right. Here's artwork in Canadian packs. So yeah, the Team Pinnacle 2001. The Canadian version had the artwork, and the American version had actual pictures. So that's pretty cool. I recently purchased a Timmy Snelling autograph plaque with a proof of authenticity. How would I find out if it really is his autograph? Yeah, so if you're still not sure, consult an autograph collector for his or her opinion. They see enough autographs to give you a good idea if his signature is real or not. And that still stands true today, but most autographs nowadays have COAs. So that's pretty cool. Let's just see. Yeah, some reader's rights if you want to give that a read. Okay. More reader's rights. And I wish Beckett would bring this back. But you know what? With the online and everything, and the Beckett.com and the internet and Facebook, I don't think they'd have a need for this. You can get touch with anyone, like, just instantly, so you're not going to wait a month to get answers on stuff that you can readily get answers to within a few minutes, even moments. Yeah. Some of the survey winners, that's people that sent in information on the cards, what was selling hot and what was not. Signature hockey, oh wow. I've gone through this set a few times as of late. 1 in 10,000. Now, I pulled one like that in a Dollarama pack. And, yeah, signature rookies hockey. Now, the next thing, Hayduke's in it and a few key players, but other than that, basically garbage aside from the signatures. Changing routine. Card companies are wooing collectors this season with a variety of fresh inserts and interactive cards. So this was discussing Crash the Game, different inserts. So if you want to give this a quick read. Okay. Let's focus on this part first. And then this is discussing Flare Ultra. So that's the insert set right there. I'll pan over so you can finish reading it. There we go. Leaf Dunruss. Okay, this is pretty cool. I like this. Leaf Dunruss. So, yeah, there we go. Score Pinnacle. And Score and Pinnacle really made some great sets that I really enjoyed collecting growing up. Just talking about like the checkered cards, just World Juniors, Gold Line, which is the gold parallels. They had Black Ice the year after, and just a wide range of everything. So that's pretty cool. And then there's Topson OPG. Yeah, the gold. And then the next year they had the special effects. So yeah, there we go. That's a nice report. I wish I had that for my collection, but still. And then Upper Deck Parkhurst. Upper Deck Parkhurst was a brand in itself. So that's pretty cool. There's a list. So yeah, and it's just discussing all the new sets coming out. Vintage Parkhurst, which was 94.95. With the lockout, they had the European edition, the SEs. Which can get really confused, but then they had the suffix in the front of every number, SE, and yeah. And there we go, and that's an example of what Upper Deck had. these award predictors and crashed the game. And these carried on for a few years, as did these. And they were pretty neat cards. But then, yeah, it got convoluted in my opinion. And I was like, even looking back, it's like, wow. And then this is an article on Derek Plante. Wow. Derek Plante, who was a rookie who had a lot of potential at the time, but truthfully, he just fizzled out. But you can't knock him for his career. He still made it to the NHL. And right there is just discussing some of his play in the World Juniors, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. In the Olympic Games, Team USA. Okay. Because this was before NHL players were allowed. So they had Forsberg, Korea, a lot of the junior players that hadn't made the NHL yet. And they were eligible to play in the Olympics. So, pretty fascinating stuff. Yeah. You know, some of this here, you just forget, like oh my god. Okay. I really don't know. Okay, Beckett. I have what you were having. To be continued. Well, you know what? We'll see about that. There's an ad for the Wayne Gretzky Beckett tribute Beckett, and oddly enough, I have that issue here, and we will be doing that in a future issue. And right here is the back cover, John Danby's work, and that's his Top Stadium Club issue, and he's dressed in the Eastern Conference All-Star jersey. So there we go. That is the Beckett. You know what? One thing I noticed. Sorry, I gotta see. Yeah, one thing I noticed, there was no artwork. Like no mini poster on the inside. I'm kind of disappointed at that. As about this time, I think they started to die off. Or maybe they took a break from it. But yeah, that is Beckett Hockey Monthly, November 1994 issue number 49. So hope you all enjoyed that little brief throwback to the past. Again, I apologize for the delay in my episodes of this. But yeah, we will have another one coming up in a few days' time. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see some more, comment and stay tuned for more. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye.